Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today I have with me an HP laptop, 15-inch. I'm not sure about the model's name, but anyways, I've received this laptop from a friend. She just bought it and I've asked her to have this device for review and she said, okay, please do. So here it is. We are going to look at it, check it, see what's going on with it, and we'll see what's happening. So let's start. So let's start with the ports. On the right side we have the charging port and USB. It's great because these days we lose more and more USB ports. On the back we have nothing, and on the left we have another USB, HDMI and Type-C. That's not being Thunderbolt, it's just for storage and connecting mice, keyboard, stuff like that. And we have a headphone jack, which is great. On the front, again, we have nothing. Regarding the weight, it's not that heavy. I think it's like 1.5 kilos, which is not a lot at all for a 15-inch device. And yeah, before continuing with the video, let's talk a little bit about the charger. So the charger is tiny. Usually on this channel we'll see chargers that are 65, 90, 100, 130, 170, 230, 300. We always see 300 on this channel, but I think we never saw 45. So it's really tiny. It's like size in your hand. It has no weight and it's kind of cool seeing this kind of tiny chargers. Enough chat. Let's open up the device and see what we are getting. So the usual 15-inch screen, it's probably 15.6 if I'm not missing out on something. It's 16 by 9 because we have this little chin, which is fine because there are no black bars and it's kind of a cheap device. We'll get to the price in the end. We have a full keyboard, an i7 Iris GPU, which means it's on board the GPU, which is fine if you would like to have your laptop saving energy. And let's start it up. So the start button is at a weird place. It's over here on top of the backspace. And here it's loading. So let's talk about the screen. The screen, as we said, is 15.6 inch. It's Full HD, which is usual for this kind of device at this price point. Very cheap. We'll get to that in the end. Sorry, and just want to keep you like see what this kind of device offers, even though it's at its great price. Okay. My only problem with this screen is that it's a TN screen. What it means? It means that if we are standing in front of it and the screen is like right in front of you, it's fine. But if you are taking it a little bit back, you see everything becomes black. It's very usual for this kind of device. It's the same on the angles. Everything becomes dark. So it's something to take in consideration if you're buying this device. I mean, it's something that you can deal with, but yeah, you just need to know about it. Now about the keyboard. The keyboard is a full keyboard. Wonderful keyboard from HP. Every key is separated between each keycap, which is not that common these days. They are high, we can hear them, but let's have a type test, shall we? This is a HP laptop. So, as I said, the keyboard is wonderful, right at home. I like HP keyboards. I mean, they're not changing their look very often. I mean, this keyboard is like maybe 10 years old at this point, I think. So that's the only complaint that I have about it. But except for that, and having the start button over here, which is kind of weird, everything is okay. Now the trackpad. The trackpad is kind of big, really. I mean, if it's like that, we can hear it, which means it's kind of a plasticky, fine. But if it's on the sideways, you can basically not use it. So if you are using it vertically, please note that you won't be able to use it. You have to use it like that, and only like that the button will work for you. Except for that, it's very precise, light for the use, gestures are working fine, everything is wonderful. Good job. And now for the specs. So we have Intel i7 13th gen, which is 1355U. It's very powerful, even though it's very power efficient. You can use it for basically anything you would like. Not engineering and stuff like that, but let's say you want to work on Word, you want to work on the web, you want to watch YouTube, want to play basic games, that's the CPU for you. The RAM is 16 gigs, and my complaint over here is that the RAM is only 3200. What it means? It means that it's not utilizing the DDR5. It might be DDR4 at this point, but this speed is DDR3 speeds. So yeah, you can have better RAM, better system, but it's fine for the usage of this kind of device. For the storage, we have an SSD, Samsung MZVL 4512HB LU-00BH1. I don't know what it means. It just means that it's a normal use SSD. We'll have a benchmark for it really soon. The Wi-Fi is Realtek RTL 8852BE Wi-Fi 6, the 802.11ax, which means it supports Wi-Fi 6, PCI adapter. PCI adapter means that it just means a driver, stuff like that. It doesn't mean anything. And GPU, as said in the beginning, Intel Iris Xe graphics, the onboard graphics. It's supposed to be much more power efficient and also be useful for gaming and stuff that we normally do not use on onboard graphics. And now for testing the speakers. Let's hear the sound and see what it offers, shall we? So that was the test. I think that the speakers are fine. There isn't much bass, but they are getting loud and they are clear. So yeah, good for the speakers on this device. And now for the benchmark. Let's start with the SSD benchmark and see what the speeds of the SSD are. I'll be back once it's finished. And we're back, finally. So the read speeds are 3611. What it means? It means that it's pretty good. I mean, I saw much more expensive devices with lower speeds of read. Now, the write speeds are 2521. So the SSD itself is average, but not in a bad way. It's average in a good way. It will do everything that basically you want to do for the price. It's pretty good. I like these numbers. And now for the CPU benchmark. Let's start with the benchmark without the charger. And I'm going to leave it over here, so you'll see that it's not connected. I'm going to run the benchmark, and I'll be back once it's finished. And we're back with the numbers. So as we can see, the single core score is 1715, which is great. The multi-score is 6344. Again, great numbers. The CPU is capable, as you can see. Let me show you the rest of the numbers and we'll go to the next test, which means we are going to test again the CPU, but next time with the charger. And again, the CPU benchmark, but this time with the charger. We'll see what kind of difference it has with this CPU. Let me run the benchmark and I'll be back once it's finished. And we're back with the numbers. So, I think it's one of those rare occasions where the laptop's charger does not make any change for the CPU to go. It's not giving it the boost. What I mean by that, the single core is 1790 and the single core without a charger was 1715, which is, I mean, like 5% difference, something like that. The multi-core score, is 6896, which on the previous test we had 6344. Again, not a big difference. What it means that you can use this laptop without a charger and be happy with it. It does not need a charger to have a boost. It's kind of okay, I don't know. I mean, fine, never mind. Let me show the rest of the numbers and we go to the GPU tests. And now for the last benchmark, the GPU, the onboard GPU benchmarks for the Intel Iris Xe graphics. We run the benchmark and that's going to be our last benchmark because there are no other, GPUs on this laptop. So while running the GPU benchmark, we can hear the fans running quite working. It means that this device is kind of silent, I guess, right? Nice for you. And back to the scores. So the OpenCL score is 15,528. It means that it's capable. It's capable a little bit for gaming and stuff like that. It's not lousy. Let me show you the rest of the numbers and we'll talk a little bit about the price and what we think about this device, right? So here we are, after all of those tests, checking the device, having benchmarks. So what do you think about the device? Before giving my last thought, let's talk about the price, which I've been hiding from you guys up until now. So the price for this device, for an i7 13th gen with 16 gigs of RAM, half tera SSD, 15.6 inch display, 3 years warranty on site, full keyboard, everything, all of that. Windows, I mean, we didn't get Windows on that, but you can run Windows on it. Everything for $850. For this kind of device, you usually get like, I would say an i3 with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. But no, HP offered this device for this kind of price. I think that this device is wonderful for the one will be using the device for mostly basics and I mean more than basic. Let's say medium, let's say you play a little bit of games, you're using it for an office usage, you're traveling, you're a student. All of it can be useful on this device. I like it. I really like it and I think if you'll check it yourself, you'll like it as well. So overall, what do you think about this device? I think this device offers a really good package overall. The only downside for it, I mean two downsides, are firstly the screen, which again is a thin screen. It's kind of an old technology, but you couldn't find anything better for this device. And the second thing that I didn't like about it is the trackpad that can't be used if it's being used on the vertical. I mean, you cannot click on it, but you can use it only like that. So only those two downsides, which I think everyone can deal with, except for that, it's fine. So thank you for watching. Hope you like this video. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or I don't know, have anything you'd like to say, please do. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in another video.